Dogecoin looks like it's getting really close to my target over here at the Fibonacci retracement level, sitting at 0.15627 approximately. I was looking at this falling channel right here, falling broadening channel, and I was targeting from the top to the bottom of that channel. Let's go ahead and do that, and then we drag this to the breakout, and I was looking at a target of it pretty much lines up exactly with that Fibonacci retracement level. So that's the next level the next place that I was targeting. I was thinking if we could break through this, if we do break through this, then the next places I would be looking at are the previous tops, sitting at approximately, let's say, 0.16491. So those are the next places that I'm looking at. I'm also watching this trend line. We had support, and support pretty much. I'm on the 1 hour time frame. I'm looking at this. We're still on this uptrend, and until we break this one going to the downtrend, then that could be a signal that we might be coming back and retesting this bottom support, which is support right here, support right here, support right here, giving me this trend line. So yeah, I think if we did break that going to the downside, then this is a place I'd probably be looking at the Fibonacci retracement level, but I would also be looking at this trend line because it's moving up, and if we broke right here and went kind of sideways, we might not necessarily hit that Fibonacci retracement level, something like that. I think the other thing that I was kind of looking at is we're getting a nice little run right now. It's like kind of parabolic, and at some point it's going to have to cool off. So at some point we're going to have to find that top, and it'll probably will. I'm not sure when it's going to be, if it's going to be right here or if we're going to continue to go and be right here, or where it's going to start dipping. But what I was thinking is once it does start to do that, we can maybe possibly set up the Fib, like let's say it breaks this trend line right here. Let's say we hit this target and it starts falling over. I would say we could maybe take profits, maybe if you want, I don't know, it really depends, and then set up the Fibonacci retracement level from the bottom to the top, something like that. Like let's say we top out right here, and then like let's say we crawl up here and then we break this going to the downside. Maybe this 23% level of this Fibonacci retracement from the bottom to this top, or I mean we haven't done that yet, but like let's hypothetically say it was this top up here, the Fibonacci retracement level, my target. Maybe we could come back down and get some limit orders from the percentage from this top right here to this first red line, 5%, the one from the second line around 8%, and if you can see, if we do break this one, if it broke down fast, then we'd have a good shot of getting this one. But if we broke down slower, we might have a better shot of just this one and then it bouncing back to the upside, something like that. That's just kind of what I was thinking. I was preparing for, I'm preparing for sometime getting a correction, because for my position is on the way up, it's already it's already around like 18% plus, you know what I mean? Right now it's at 18.5%. So that's already a pretty big run. I don't think it's impossible that we continue to go, but I'm just saying we might want to keep an eye on a possible retracement, yeah, and then start looking at maybe Fibonacci levels. Maybe the 50% will come into play or something like that. Like I was saying, drag from the bottom to the top of the trend. Let's say this was the top right here. Like let's say we've already topped out, and then what I would look at is maybe setting up a limit order at this level, and this level sitting at 0.14465 or 0.13990, because it's still possible that we continue to bounce up, something like that. But I don't necessarily think this is the top. Like I said, I'm still targeting that Fibonacci retracement level. Once we hit that, then I can start then I'll start being like, okay, when are we going to get a correction? Are we going to continue? Are we continuing to move up, or are we starting to test the trend line and starting to get red candles, or are we even going sideways through it where we're not really doing much, we're just kind of going sideways? That might be another possible signal that we're starting to kind of change direction. But in that situation, then you would want to watch the top and you would want to watch the bottom. Once we broke the bottom, then that would be confirmation. If we broke the top, then it'd be then you still have a chance to go to the upside. I think we did that in maybe yesterday's or yesterday's video or the earlier video. Maybe somewhere like over here or something where I was watching this and I was saying if we could break up or down, then that'll be better signal that we're moving up. But yeah, so yeah, those are the kind of things I'm looking at. Actually, there's one big, huge thing. There's another huge, huge thing that I wanted to like talk about today is the Dogecoin to Bitcoin chart. So let's go ahead and take a look at the daily time frame. And this is I mean, you guys know this. This is like the most important time frame in my opinion, I think. And so, well, I guess, yeah. So we had resistance right here, giving me a downtrend like this. We broke this downtrend on this candle, and this candle looks like it's pushing green. Basically, in my opinion, this kind of looks like either a falling wedge, or it could be just a channel pattern and we're breaking to the upside, getting a quick pump. But either way, we would target from, okay, so let's say it's a channel pattern and we target from the top to the bottom of that channel, something like that. We're looking at a target, I mean, it's 279 Satoshis, is that, I think that's the way it works. Like I said, this is the Dogecoin to Bitcoin chart, so it's kind of calculated different. If this chart is going down, then you're going to want to be in Bitcoin. If this chart is moving up, then you want to be in Dogecoin. And look at this green candles. It's been better to be in Dogecoin the last couple days. So what I was going to say though is it also kind of looks like a falling wedge pattern. Kind of. I mean, maybe something like this where let's go ahead and delete it and I'll make it more clear. And I'd talked about this in a while back because we had, or something different. I was going to say this line. I talked about this line a while back. We had support right here and support right here. We came down. When we were coming down, I was saying, hopefully we could get some support right here and then get a bounce and then bounce out of these trend lines, because if we go to the 4-hour time frame, let's also look at this real quick. We had resistance right here, resistance right here, resistance right here. In a smaller time frame, we had another downtrend. We broke that downtrend going to the upside, getting nice green candles now. So we had this little falling wedge as well. So let's go ahead and delete this. But yeah, so we did bounce on that. We did bounce on this previous support over here, which I was hoping. Boom. And like I think I mentioned today, I mean in the earlier video, if we have a falling wedge pattern that breaks to the downside and then can't stay down and breaks back into the falling wedge and then breaks out of here, then that's pretty much a confirmation of a falling wedge. So in my opinion, we would target the top of the falling wedge. And since this is the smaller version, I mean, this is like the smaller time frame version of this pattern, but I still think, I mean, there's one falling wedge right there, but we also have that bigger one too, where you could argue, let's go ahead and delete. So there's that smaller one. I think that'd be like the 4-hour time frame falling wedge. And then let's go ahead and drag out something like this as well. So we have this other this is what I was looking at. So we have this other bigger falling wedge. We didn't break to the bottom of it, but we did break this downtrend in general, and that's basically my favorite pattern. That's why it's my logo pretty much, is the falling wedge. Once we break out right there, then it's a really good pattern usually, and we would usually look at the previous tops. So I mean, the ultimate target would be the top over here. If we can get that high, let's see how far it can go. Sometimes it's just you get these nice little pumps and then it'll just come down and then it'll just flatten out and Dogecoin will just kind of take over. But so let's see how far it can go. I'm not saying that it's going to come all the way up here, but it's possible. Basically, if we're breaking this just has really good potential. We had a nice downtrend and now we're breaking it, and that's really the reason why we watch Dogecoin to Bitcoin chart. That's like the main point of just showing this, is that you look for these setups on Bitcoin to Dogecoin, and when you see it doing something like this, then this is a good signal. This is what I really, it's like a confirmation on the other signals that you're watching on the other chart. I think when I can't remember which was the other one. I think it was over here. I was looking at it and it was this resistance and this resistance. Is that correct? Or no, when I first started, okay, when I first started making videos, it was this, or when I first restarted making videos, should I say, I was watching this channel pattern right here, and we broke that going to the upside, and this was when I really was like, okay, let's let's start looking at Dogecoin again. Let's start making videos again. And it was a nice trade from here to there. And then ever since then, it's been kind of going up and down. And in this area, I think Bitcoin was just holding kind of steady while Dogecoin was going to the downside. And now I just think there's a lot of potential when that's basically, like I said, it's basically what we're looking for on these charts. A nice downtrend, getting pushed down by Bitcoin, and then like at a certain point breaking that trend and just start pushing to the upside, and then you really start seeing that. Let's take a look at I think this might be the Coinbase chart, but yeah, I was going to show you the past, but whenever there's big huge pumps like that, it's Dogecoin has outperformed Bitcoin in the past. So that's, I guess, kind of the point that I was trying to make. So yeah, basically looks pretty good. And this is, like I was saying, this is on the daily time frame. So yeah, not too shabby. I think we have some potential right here, in my opinion. And then plus, even if we were in that channel pattern, like I was saying, I think it was something like this. Something like that. It was this other target. Let's see, drag from the top to the bottom. Something like this. And we're not really worried about the price. We're not actually worried about the price. We're really just, looking at this chart, we're really just looking at the momentum going to the upside, or if it's getting rejected and starting to push to the downside again. The other thing I guess we could do is let's go to the 4-hour time frame. Let's go to the 4-hour. Start drawing trend lines with the support that we have. We have support right here. We have support right here. Let's go ahead and draw an uptrend, and then this, like I said, you guys know the drill. As long as we're on this uptrend, then it's possible to go up. Once we start breaking it, then that can be a signal that things might be changing. And we could also go to the 1-hour time frame. It's kind of going a little parabolic. Let's see, something like that. And then, so yeah, I mean, maybe that's another trend line that we can watch. Let's see how far it can come up. I mean, I think it looks pretty good so far. There's this 180 moving average right here. I'm on the 4-hour time frame. Let's see if that gives us trouble. Let's take a look at the daily time frame. I'm wondering about the moving average. We broke them. Let's delete everything and check out the moving average on the daily time frame, because this is one of the most important moving average that you can look at. We have the moving average coming in right here. We broke below it, and ever since then it's been having trouble. We broke above it right here, and then broke below it. Basically, when we're below the moving average, this blue line right here, then it's bearish, and it'll act as resistance every time we come into it. But when we're on top of it, it can give us support, so we can start bouncing on top of it, and as opposed to bouncing under it or getting rejected on when we hit it on the top. So yeah, I don't know. I think this looks really good. I was looking at this and I was like, oh cool, it finally broke this downtrend. This is basically what we're looking for on the bigger chart too. Let's go back to Dogecoin. We have this resistance right here, this resistance right here, and this is basically what I'm hoping it'll look like pretty soon on, I mean, I'm hoping the other chart will look like this one. No, sorry, reverse that. I'm hoping the other chart will look like this. No. I'm hoping this chart will look like that one soon when we break this one. A nice big green candle. We have this resistance right here, giving us downtrend. Hopefully we could break out of that. And yeah, so that I guess brings us to the next point is, or not the next point, but the next kind of thing is, this lines up with that Fibonacci retracement level. Let's see if we break this Fibonacci retracement level, then that will be breaking this trend line, and we can start looking at this level or maybe even the top. We're gonna really have to see, like I was saying though at the beginning, we have a nice little run right here. Let's see when it needs to cool off and, you know, shake out some hands or whatever. So yeah, let me know what you guys think though. If you guys want to watch the last video and see what I was talking about in this morning's video, check it out right here. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.